Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central CFL content for the fans, by the fans. We got another interesting signing here, as the Hamilton Tiger Cats have signed recently released
another bomber,
Chris Kolankowski. The Hamilton Tie Bombers are strong. They are alive. The Tie Bombers are doing great, as Chris Kolankowski, two-time Grey Cup champion, joins them. As he had been with Winnipeg for quite a while now, winning both Grey Cups that Winnipeg has gotten recently, both in 2019 as well as 2021. Although, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Was he? No, he wasn't on that 2019 Bomber team. He was on he is a two-time Grey Cup champion, though. He won in 2017 with the Argos. Strange. I thought he was on the 2019 Bombers. He wasn't. But he's been around in Winnipeg for quite a bit. Oh, no, because it was Michael Couture that year. That's right. Shit, I forgot. But he's been around with the Bombers for a bit. He in his CFL career, he played his first 2 seasons with the Argonauts in 2017 and 18. 6 games played in his first year, 16 his next. Then he was in Winnipeg from 2021 through 2025. His games played varied drastically, with his past few years being when he was playing a full 18-game schedule. So he, as of recently, he's been one thing I will say. There's a few things that you should like this if you're a Ticats. Firstly, he's a Canadian in the sense of it helps with your ratio. It does, having a Canadian on the O-lineman, and he worked well as a center with Liam Dobson, who is a guard for the Ticats, and so I think that chemistry you'll see some of that come back. So that's a very good move there, and I think having Brevenberg there as well is going to be really, really strong. Because I think Kolankowski was a good O-lineman, but very much works well as part of you need a strong unit as a whole, and that's where he's going to thrive and be at his absolute best. And I think the Ticats are very well equipped for that. And so there's a reason that he's been in the league as long as he is, and he's going to be sticking around. Signs a 1-year deal in Hamilton. If we look at this past year with Winnipeg, O-line was very mixed, as the Bombers were kind of right in the middle. They gave up 37 sacks. For context, the Argos gave up the most with 56. The Lions gave up the least with 20. So they were kind of in the middle, closer to the lower end of things. But again, that's the entire O-line. That's not just him. So I don't want this to seem like I'm just blaming him. But even if we look over the past few years, that number has kind of moved a few times. As even if we look at the year before, gave up 36 sacks in 2024. If we look at 2023 when he was with the Bombers, the Bombers had the second best O-line in the entire league. They gave up 33 sacks that year. The only one any better was Toronto with 19. And so it was one of those things where he had played on a relatively consistent Bomber O-line for the most part. They had been a little bit better, but then they've kind of regressed a little bit over time. Keep in mind they had lost some other guys like Liam Dobson, which again he's reuniting with. He's from Eticoke, Ontario. He had went to school at York and had done decent there. And so I'm interested to see how this goes. I wasn't sure if Kolankowski was a guy that the Bombers would keep or not. I will say everything I've seen seems like he's like a fantastic locker room guy. Even just with my brother, some of the stuff he did with Bonfire Sports, whenever they did player interviews, he had told me about a story with Chris Kolankowski where essentially for player interviews they'll either schedule players to do a one-on-one interview, or for some of the more popular players they do what's called scramble. So like where they're all holding the mics around one guy and they just get to take turns asking questions, and you're not guaranteed a question. This is what Caleros gets every time, Willie Jefferson, whatnot. And apparently Chris Kolankowski, after one of their practices, walks out of the dressing room with his belly hanging out, no shirt or anything. He's like, all right, who's interviewing me today? And so he seems like a very fun guy to have in the locker room. And so a lot of respect to it.
Question.
Yes.
Non-Tie-Cat question for you. Eric Lofton, a tackle or a guard?
He's a tackle. Although
we can use him.
Although
we can use him on the right side.
Oh, have you signed him or?
I was making a joke.
Okay, but his
I was
spot,
trying to say.
he had a spot, but he kind of lost his spot to Randolph this year. Randolph had kind of snagged that.
No, but what I'm saying is Kolankowski center, right guard, two bombers. Just add Lofton to the right tackle.
Oh yeah,
Get them all
just
raised up.
fireball Levi Mitchell, get Zach Caleros over there, get Brady Oliveira, get Mike O'Shea there, just get all the bombers there. Fucking, just buy the team at this point. Like,
But at least Kolankowski is a natural center and not moving
he
from
is
like guard or
absolutely
tackle and playing center.
100%. I've never seen him screw up that snap.
I
Never.
think that's
I've
why
never
the
seen him. He's
Ticats jumped on him
and
when
he's
they did.
consistent. Like he's consistent in that regard. Like I'll put it this way: anytime that I felt that he looks a little bit streaky, it's not him. It's the entire O line looks streaky. You know what I mean? And so he's a guy who, in my opinion, is built to be a part of a unit, less of him being incredible as an individual. But that's important. When you're the best offensive lines are not the ones with a star and a guy that's okay and the star is trying to compensate. The best O lines are the ones that are built as one solid unit. If you look at Saskatchewan this year, you look at Montreal this year. Why were they as good as they were? Because they played as a team. They played as a unit. And that's where they were just fantastic. And so I think if Hamilton's going to be able to get any of that, because Hamilton was very good, but there's a lot of it. There were some indications of where Hamilton was good as individuals. I think Hamilton is recognizing that really getting the chemistry down, getting guys that really complement each other in the lineup is going to be the way that you make that next step, get into the Grey Cup game, and potentially win yourselves a Grey Cup and bring it back to Hamilton for the first time since 1999.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it was you that told me. If you had a good interior offensive line, then you guys. Was it you that was talking about the interior line?
Like in regards to Kolankowski, like the center?
Yeah, like him and the
Yeah,
guards.
yeah. That's kind of what I meant in terms of that he's very much a guy that like it depends on his chemistry with his guys around him, and that's what I meant is in the sense of how much chemistry does he like how well does he work in conjunction with that guard to the left or the right of him? You know what I mean? It won't necessarily always be if he's got the best guard in the world next to him or the worst guard in the world. It's how well does he work with his brothers in the trenches. And I can say that firsthand that's a huge factor. You know what I mean? Like center is the position I played when I played football in high school, and the games that we played the best were when we played as a unit. When there were games where somebody would be chop blocking and I'd have no idea and guys were falling all over the place and whatnot, those were the games that were problematic. Those were the games where our quarterback behind us was getting hit. And so Kolankowski for me seems to be a bit of a glue guy. You know what I mean? A guy that works really well when he's got that really solid unit around him. And that's not me speaking any ill will of him. It's absolutely not. It's saying that he works well with others. You know what I mean? And so I think all in all, that this is a good move for the Ticats. I think he had been with the Bombers for a while, and I think the Bombers need a little bit of a change of scenery. Nothing against him, just in the sense of that. Well, they need some younger. They need some younger guys, and the Bombers they're going through a bit of a kind of a shifting identity right now, and so there's kind of a bit of a changeover happening in Winnipeg. And so he's kind of a guy that looked elsewhere, and so got an opportunity in Hamilton. And honestly, I just couldn't be happier for him, and I wish him nothing but the best of luck over in Hamilton. So, congratulations on the CFL contract. So, is there anything else that you got there, Rick, or shall we wrap this up?
No, we are good.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Make sure you guys leave a like, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys join our Discord. Link in the description below to our Discord where we discuss all things CFL, NHL, all sorts of sports stuff. So make sure you guys go there and keep the conversation going. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.